So Donald Trump finally met with Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. Yep, the two superpower leaders finally met again and had a, according to Trump, 10 out of 10 conversation. How was it 10 out of 10, right? So according to Donald Trump himself, he was saying that, oh, we got agreed on a lot of things, but there's still a few left behind to be worked on. But what exactly did they talk about, right? Like, what exactly have you guys agreed on? We don't have any detailed informations yet, which is normal. Normally, they wouldn't reveal it to the media until later. But one thing for sure, though, one thing for sure, that is, they talked about Ukraine, right? That's on the agenda. Obviously, Trump is trying to convince Putin to stop the military action in Ukraine. And of course, Putin was telling him as a response that, yep, I can cease fire, but Ukraine gotta give up their, eastern territory to Russia, right? That was on the report from last week. So that was the condition that Putin had to offer. Prior to this summit in Alaska, Trump also talked to Zelensky. I mean, it wasn't like a formal meeting. It was like a e-meeting, right? I believe that they talked on the internet. So I'm pretty sure that Trump was trying to convince Zelensky to work on the condition that Putin had offered. That's why during today's summit or the press conference, Donald Trump claims that now really is up to Zelensky to get it done. What do you mean by that, right, Donald Trump? So was he hinting? Was he hinting to the media that, hey, if the president of Ukraine is trying to stop the war right now, all he has to do is to give away a few free lands, right? The eastern Ukrainian territories. But Zelensky also said it last week that according to the constitution of Ukraine, they're not going to give away any lands. So nope, he's not going to do it. And he told the media clearly that the Ukrainian people will not kneel, they will not surrender. So no progress has been made. Somebody wants your land, you don't want to give it away, so the war keeps going, right? I'm not saying who's right or wrong at this point, right? I mean, like, I could completely understand from each party's perspective. But if this thing keeps going on, I don't think NATO or the US will keep funding the Ukrainian. It's just gonna, the situation is just gonna stuck. But at the end of the press conference, Putin says something very funny or interesting. He was like, you know what, next time in Moscow. Of course, he was saying it in a friendly tone, right? So what does that mean, though? Was he just being nice? Nope. He was hinting that there's going to be a second part of the summit with Donald Trump and maybe with other world leaders. Obviously, there's still a lot of deals they haven't agreed on. So if there's going to be a part two, hopefully some deals will be made. So let's go back to Ukraine, right? I don't think the Ukrainians have too much of a power of controlling the current situation. I don't even think they're entitled to even defend themselves right now without without military support or the fundings from the West. They're going to be doomed soon, right? So Zelensky, maybe you should try to come up with some ideas to negotiate with Putin. I get it. You don't want to give up lands, right? You don't want to give away your lands. I get it. But having less is better than having none, if you know what I mean. once again, I'm not on either side, but if I was Zelensky, I would probably make a tough choice. Alright, that'll be it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'll keep you guys updated every day with shorts or videos, about what's going on around the world in the US. Thank you.